Sunday evening, April 19th, 2026. Let's get an update in while the sun's still up. I'll catch everybody up on how things have been going. I'll start off here with the in-ground Mexicola tree. I've been waiting for this to start flushing again, and I've got, it looks like 5 or 6 sites here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. So this is better than last year. I only got 1 flush on it in June. So being April and starting to see some leaves, I'm optimistic about this. And interestingly, I even have some fruit in here. If you look carefully down in there, there's a little bit of green if I can get the magnifying glass on it right. So possibly I can keep a few fruits here if I protect the tree enough. I'm thinking about getting some shade cloth off of Millennial Gardener's Amazon store. That, in combination with the painting I did, should prevent the tree from being under too much stress. All I can do is try to protect it and try to preserve the pollinated flowers that I do have. Can't guarantee anything, but maybe I'll get fruit here. Starting to get some growth in my kumquat tree. This is a Nagami, and I had lost probably 2/3 of the growth before I took it inside last winter. So fruits form on the fresh growth, so I assume I'll see flowers in here in a few months. Here is my starfruit tree. It's doing what starfruits are reputed to do, which is drop all their leaves when you move one. So, I got this in Florida and it didn't like my North Carolina climate too much. However, they do also have the reputation of regrowing when the weather is warm, and I'm starting to get temperatures into the 80s. And again, if I can work the magnifying glass with the camera here, there's some growth beginning to appear at the nodes. So with patience and avoiding any panic, I expect this to start leafing out. It is a grafted tree, and I should see flowers on it this year. I do have seedlings too, so I was trying to hedge my bets. If I lost my grafted tree, perhaps growing seedlings will adapt to my climate, so we'll see how things go. Let's check out a few more of my trees here. And actually, before I even go over there, I want to take a quick look at this fig. This is an LSU purple. It's not really intended for my climate. It was a gamble to pick it up. But it survived the single digits. It froze down pretty close to the soil, but it's growing back. And as I just mentioned, with that kumquat tree, you get figs on the fresh growth, so that's going to be the name of the game here. I have a lot of dead branches, and so it's going to make a lot of fresh growth. We'll see if I get any figs. So let's go back over to the avocados. Here's my poncho. It's kind of spread apart in growth here, so haven't decided if I'm going to plant it still, even after talking about that for a while, but I think if it gets larger, I may do it. Got another kumquat tree. This is variegated, and I probably left that outdoors too long last winter. There were practically no leaves left on it, so I believe this year I'll take it in sooner. Got a couple of Celeste figs here. This is my attempt at growing garlic. I stuck some cloves down in the soil and just see what happens. Never grown garlic before. This tree has been the slowest one to form a flush, but I am finally getting growth here. I think every avocado has a flush on it now. Here's my 2021 survivor, and I almost have enough leaves to cover up the dried out branches that did not survive the winter. This was the Mother Celeste fig that I spread cuttings into those other planters. Here's another survivor. It's flushing nicely. seedling of Lila. It's got some worn out leaves from last year, but flushing out. It's doing okay. Another seedling of Lila here, same story. New growth on it. This is also a seedling of Lila. Doesn't seem to like the windy conditions here, but it's my practice to let trees deal with what nature doles out, so it's going to stay there. Here's my bacon. This has gotten fairly large. It likes the new pot I gave it. It's dropping out some of last year's leaves, but making plenty of new ones. Looks healthy. Just chose not to flower this year. Next year probably have better prospects of that. Here's the Stewart. Still has that funny branch spreading way out to the side here, but I've got some nice new growth on it. So it's taking to the soil in the new pot. Everything looks good. Got a few more survivors here. Branches coming out from the old trunks from last year. Here's this tree that I call boat leaf. It makes these very unusual, cup-shaped, boat-shaped leaves. And I've also got additional seedlings. These were the ones I got from Oliver Moore in Florida, and I repotted them recently. They look good. I also have a new tree here. This is a Zutano, and I did not really intend to ever have a Zutano, but strangely enough, I was at Home Depot, and they actually had avocados there. I had never seen Home Depot's stocking avocados in North Carolina, so I figured, okay, I didn't need to drive to Florida to get a Zutano, so it was right in front of me, and now I have one. And since I was there, I also picked up a mandarin, and this one forms fruits that resemble the sumo type. I think it's a cross between a tangelo and a mandarin, actually. So it has some cold hardy properties. The label says it'll grow in zone 8. I think it's called Sharuni or something close to that. And finally I got a few rootstocks here. Not every tree survives the conditions I put them through, so perhaps I'll hold on to those rootstocks. We'll see what happens. So that's the story of my trees. April 19. I'll be back when I have more growth, and I hope everyone does well with your trees, and I'll be back with another video when I have time to produce one.